Hi, my name is Rob Kreitz, and I'm here to give you a tutorial on how to post your event on the PremiumTeamNetwork.com website. What you're looking at right now is the control panel, and to log in, you just need to put in your username and then your password. And once you log in, you will come to the control panel. As you can see, your username will appear right here where you see mine, Robert Kreitz. It'll welcome you to the control panel, and then on the left hand side you will see the navigation bar, and all we're going to cover today is new events and putting an event actually in. But before we do, I just want to go to the home page where everyone will see your event, so you can see exactly where this information will be posted and what it will look like. Here you have the logo, here you have the name of the event, you have who it's operated by, and your name will appear here. The venue name, here you have the actual date of the event, you have the age group, and also the number of games. And if you click on the Events tab, all you see is even more information. Fees and registration, event information, location, and also admission information. So let's go ahead and create an event, and then we'll come back to the home page here, and we will look at exactly what we've done so you can get a better idea. So here's a control panel. First thing you need to do is click on New Event. And once the New Events panel comes up, what you're going to do is enter all of your information in here. Now, the most important thing is that you enter information into every block, with maybe the exception of address line 2 if you don't have anything. But you have to make sure that you put all of the information in. You can leave the Premium Team Network National Tournaments alone. There is a drop down here. You can see there's 3 different areas to put your events, but everybody should be putting it into the network national tournaments. First thing you're going to do is going to actually put the name of the event in there. So I'm going to call this the BSN Philadelphia Test Event. Oop. There we go. And the type of event is a team event. Teams only can come into here. Here we're going to put the address of the actual event. Now what you want to do here is put in the primary venue where teams will check in and where teams will play most of their games. If you have multiple events, there is an option later on in the program that will allow you to put other venues that you might be using, secondary, third, fourth, different depending on the size of your event. So here I'm going to put in my address. And also my zip code. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is put the actual event date in. So we're going to make this as if it's going to happen in April. And we'll pick the 19th and 2013. And then the end date. So once again, we'll pick April, and let's say the 21st, 2013. So we have the begin date, the end date, and then the registration date, which is the last day to actually register for this particular event. And let's make this April 15th, 2013. All right. And then the cost of the event. Let's say the cost of the event is $550. All right. Now, if you have an early registration date, so if they register, let's say by March 15th, you'll give them $100 off. You can put that in there. If you decide that you don't want to have an early registration date, just make it exactly the same date as this registration date with the exact same price. And that way it will know not to show an early registration date. But just so you can see what it looks like on the home page, we're going to put one in. And we'll make it March 15th, 2013, and we'll make it $500. So you save $50 if you register early. Okay, the next thing here is the description about the event. And this is kind of the area where you can promote and tell anything you want specific about the event. Maybe like 100 teams showed up last year. This is an NCAA exposure event. Over 150 college coaches attended last year. Any of that kind of information you can put in the description. So let's just put in NCAA exposure event. Over 120 teams attended last year. Now you have to make sure that you put something in this box. As I said earlier on in this tutorial, you have to make sure that everything is in every box, or the program will actually not save the event. Next one is the admissions area. Okay, a lot of people charge admissions, so I usually put in here parent pass, $5 per day, or $10 3-day pass. Okay. You don't want to put anything in there. Some people put in TBA to be announced, and then put something in later. Okay. Next thing you want to do is put in the age groups that are allowed to sign up for this particular event. In this case, since it's an exposure event, we'll be say the U17, 16, 15, and 14 will be allowed to play at this particular event. Then the number of games. Okay, so in this case, we can put in 5. And this is really important, and the number of teams that will be allowed to register for this event, because this actually works automatically to shut off the system and sell out your event once it reaches a number of teams. So let's pick 68 teams are going to be allowed to come to this particular event. And after 68, what will happen is that the program will display a sold out sign on the front home page. Last thing you do then is hit save. Okay? And you can see at the very top the changes have been saved. Okay, if you want to double check and make sure, you can go to manage events, and in this case here you can see the Philadelphia test event right here, so we can click on that and it brings us back to it. Okay, so that's basically the nuts and bolts of how to actually put an event in the system. Now what I'm going to show you after you've put the event in the system, the things that you can add. Okay, for instance, if you want to add a venue, you click on venues, and in this case, I'm sorry these things keep coming up, What we can do is we can put in a particular venue name that is an additional one from the main event. Okay, the venue name, let's call it the Philadelphia, oops, Gymnastics Center. All right, and the address is 2614 East Lancaster Avenue. That's in Malvern, Pennsylvania. And then the zip code is 19103. Now it's important you put all of this information in here because once you save it, the system will allow you to get directions to this particular event. So once we've added this event, it drops down here, and then you'll notice you have the option to be able to put another event in. You can always go back and change this particular event. You'll also have the ability to remove this venue. Okay, so you can have as many venues as you want. So let's move on to hotels. Hotels work exactly the same way, although you have to put a little bit more information in there. So if you have a series of hotels that parents or coaches can stay at, it allows you to add them in this area. So I'm going to add this one. It's the Philadelphia Midtown Holiday Inn. Okay. And if you have contracted with a specific person, then you can put them in there. Okay. Ross. Okay. And then you can put in their phone number. Also, you can put in their email address. I'm just going to make this up. Alex@holidayinn.com. Okay. And then put the address of the actual hotel. Philadelphia. All right. And then in this box, you might want to put in what some of the accommodations are, or some of the advantages of staying at this particular hotel. Maybe like, free breakfast, located downtown. How about pet friendly? Okay, so anything that you might want to say about this particular hotel. And then, of course, what you want to do is put the hotel website so that when someone clicks on this, they're able to actually register at a particular hotel. So let's put in the I'm just going to put that in there. Okay, and then hit save. And just like in the venues, you'll notice that it allows you to add more than one hotel if you prefer. Okay. Next thing is you want to put some kind of logo image up on the website to identify you. And you'll notice you can put a logo image here. We're not using header image and we're not using report image right now. So what you want to have is the logo image and then hit choose file, and I will go to my desktop and test event, we'll use that. Hit open and then hit add image. And once you have added the image, you can see that this image is right here. Okay, so that you know you have the correct one. For some reason, if you wanted to remove the image, you would just click on this and then hit remove selected image and it would take it away. You could put something else up in there if you made a mistake. Okay. All right. So once you've added the image, you've seen it here. We put in the hotels, we put in the venues, we put in the general information. Okay. So let's go to the home page now. All right, and let's refresh. And here we have the BSN Philadelphia test event. This event is operated by CHR Sports Network because you'll notice that, remember, I created the event. We have the actual event location, the date, we actually have the age groups and the number of games. And if we go to the event page, what we can see here is the registration fees, early discounts available. We can see that this particular event is an NCAA exposure, over 120 teams attended last year. Here we have a location. Okay, then we have the venue information, so you can show maps. And you'll notice that it picks it up right here and shows it. Also the admissions information. And then if we go to hotels, we see also we have the hotel right here. There we go, right to Holiday Inn. And if you want to search to get directions, it also has directions on how to get right there. So it's important when you're putting in these venues in the hotels that you make sure that you put all of the correct information in. All right, that ends our tutorial on how to put an event into the control panel on PremierTeamNetwork.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.